एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू द सीरीज ऑफ ऑल इंडिया बार एग्जाम प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर। और आज हम बात करने वाले हैं कुछ मिसलेनियस टॉपिक पर, दैट इज अबाउट द प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स एंड केसेस ऑफ प्रोफेशनल मिसकंडक्ट अंडर बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया रूल्स। साथ ही साथ एडवोकेट्स एक्ट के कुछ क्वेश्चंस को हम डिस्कस करेंगे जो अभी तक ऑल इंडिया बार एग्जाम में प्रीवियसली पूछा जा चुका है। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। हमारा आज का पहला क्वेश्चन है, What is meant by procedural ultravires? Procedural ultravires का क्या मतलब है? It is the non-observance of procedural norms by the rule-making authority. It may make the rule ultravires due to the non-observance of rule-making authority and hence become void. It means the lacuna in the procedure of the law. ये option 4 that is A and B. पूछा गया है व्हाट इज मेंट बाय प्रोसीजरल अल्ट्रावायर्स। अल्ट्रावायर्स का क्या मतलब है प्रोसीजरल अल्ट्रावायर्स का? तो करेक्ट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन विल बी ऑप्शन 4 दैट इज ए एंड बी। और ए एंड बी में बात करी गई है, इट इज अ नॉन ऑब्जर्वेंस ऑफ द प्रोसीजरल नॉर्म्स बाय द रूल मेकिंग अथॉरिटी एंड इट मे मेक द रूल अल्ट्रावायर्स ड्यू टू non-observance of rule-making authority and hence becomes void. The next question is, punishment of advocates for misconduct has been given under which section of the Advocates Act 1961? पूछा गया है punishment of advocates for misconduct कौन से सेक्शन में दिया गया है? Is it section 30 of the Advocates Act 1961? Section 32 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 35 of the Advocates Act 1961 या none of the above? Correct answer to this question will be Section 35 of the Advocates Act 1961. That means option 3 is the correct option and it talks about the punishment of advocates for misconduct. The next question is, an advocate is under an obligation to uphold the rule of law. Okay, advocate इस obligation में कि वो uphold करेंगे the rule of law and ensure that the public justice system is enabled to function at its full potential. Any violation of the principle of professional ethics by an advocate is unfortunate and unacceptable. Ignoring even a minor violation या misconduct militates against the fundamental foundation of the public justice system. It was said in कौन से केस में ये बात कही गई थी? ठीक है, Is it हिकमत अली खान वर्सेस ईश्वर प्रसाद आर्या, ओपी शर्मा वर्सेस हाई कोर्ट ऑफ पंजाब एंड हरियाना, LD जयकवाल वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी या शमशेर सिंह बेदी वर्सेस हाई कोर्ट ऑफ पंजाब एंड हरियाना? The correct answer to this question is option 3 that is LD जयकवाल वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी। और इस केस में ये बात कही गई थी that an advocate is under an obligation to uphold the rule of law and ensure that the public justice system is enabled to function at its full potential. Any violation of the principle of the professional ethics by an advocate is unfortunate and unacceptable. Ignoring even a minor violation या misconduct militates against the fundamental foundation of the public justice system. और ये बातें तो आपको पता ही होनी चाहिए बिकॉज आप AIBE का पेपर देकर एडवोकेट बनने जा रहे हैं। तो एडवोकेट के क्या रूल्स होते हैं, क्या नियम होते हैं, एडवोकेट्स एक्ट में क्या बातें कही गई है, ये सारी चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए। Our next question is, the maximum limit of the members of State Bar Council. State Bar Council का maximum limit क्या है? Is it 15, 20, 25 या none? So the maximum limit of the members of State Bar Council is 25. The next question is, which of the following can be done by a senior advocate in accordance with the rule of Bar Council of India. Which of the following can be done by the senior advocate in accordance with the rule of Bar Council of India? Make concessions on behalf of client on instruction from junior advocate, accept instructions to draft a pleading, accept brief directly from a client, या none of the above. So the correct answer will be option 1, that is make concessions on behalf of client on instruction from the junior advocate. The next question is, which of the following is not a duty of an advocate to court? एक एडवोकेट की इनमें से क्या ड्यूटी नहीं है टुवर्ड्स द कोर्ट? To not commit breach of section 126 of the Evidence Act, to not to appear on behalf of any organization of whose executive committee he is a member, to not appear before a court, tribunal or authority in which his near relation is a member, or option 4, to conduct himself with dignity and self-respect during presentation of a case before a court and otherwise acting before a court. The correct answer will be option 1, that is to not commit breach of section 126 of the Evidence Act. क्योंकि यहाँ पर बोला जा रहा है not a duty of an advocate to the court. The next question is, which of the following rules of chapter 2 of part 6 of Bar Council rules deal with the duty of an advocate in respect of any monies received by him from the client? Is it rule 25, rule 33, rule 24, या none of the above? The correct answer to this question will be option 1, that is rule 25. The next question is, the Bar Council of India has to lay down the standards of professional conduct and etiquette for the advocates under Section 3 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 7 1B of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 17 of the Advocates Act 1961, or is it Section 18 of the Advocates Act 1961? And the correct answer to this question is option 2, that is Section 7 Clause 1B of the Advocates Act 1961 talks about the standards of professional conduct and etiquette for the advocate. The next question is, according to the Section 49 of the Advocates Act of 1961, the Bar Council of India has power to make rules. Option 1, qualifications for the membership of the Bar Council and the disqualification for such membership, the class or category of persons entitled to be enrolled as an advocate, the standards of the legal education to be observed by universities in India and the inspection of universities for that purpose, या all of the above. पूछा जा रहा है, according to Section 49 of the Advocates Act of 1961, the Bar Council of India has power to make rules for which of the following? The correct answer to this question is option 4, that is all of the above. Our next question is, among other things, the function of Bar Council of India includes laying down the standards of professional conduct and etiquette for advocates. Under which section of the Advocates Act this has been said? Is it Section 7 of the Advocates Act, Section 8 of the Advocates Act, Section 9 of the Advocates Act, or is it Section 6 of the Advocates Act? Among other things, the function of Bar Council of India includes laying down the standard of the professional conduct and etiquette for the advocates has been held under, yes, said under Section 7 of the Advocates Act. That means option 1 is the correct option. The next question is, according to Justice Abbott Parry, What are the 7 lamps of advocacy? Advocacy के 7 lamps क्या हैं? As per Abbott Perry. Is it option 1, that is honesty, courage, professionalism, wit, eloquence, judgment and fellowship? Option 2, honesty, courage, industry, wit, eloquence, judgment and fellowship? Option 3 is influence, courage, industry, wit, eloquence, judgment and fellowship? Or is it option 4, honesty, courage, industry, seriousness, eloquence, judgment and fellowship? ठीक है? What are the 7 lamps of advocacy? और इसका आंसर तो आपको पता ही होना चाहिए, दैट इज ऑप्शन 2. यहाँ पर बात हो रही है ऑनेस्टी, करेज, इंडस्ट्री, विट, एलोक्वेंस, जजमेंट एंड फेलोशिप. Our next question is, Advocates Act 1961 came into force on. Is it 19th May 1961, 19th of April 1961, 1st May 1961 or 19th of January 1961? Advocates Act came into force on 19th of May 1961, that is option 1 is the correct option. Our next question is, Section 24 of the Advocates Act deals with qualification of advocates who should be enrolled in the bar, qualification to become the Advocate General, qualification to become the Solicitor General of India, or is it second and third? So Section 24 of the Advocates Act deals with the qualification of advocate who should be enrolled in the bar. ये आपके लिए बहुत ही important section हो गया. हमारा next question है, which is the correct statement with regard to the professional ethics of lawyers? Correct statement with regard to the professional ethics of a lawyer. Firstly, lawyers have no right to go on strike or give a call for boycott. An advocate shall not influence the decision of a court by any illegal or improper means. An advocate abusing the process of court is guilty of misconduct. Okay, and nahi, off hoga yahan pe. And the fourth option is all of the above. Guilty of misconduct. The correct answer to this question will be option 4, that is all of the above. The next question is, Section 24A of the Advocates Act 1961 provides appointment of Attorney General, regular attendance at law college, admitted for enrollment in bar or state roll, या election to the State Bar Council. Section 24A of the Advocates Act is talking about the admitted for enrollment in bar or state roll, that is option 3. The next question is, punishment for advocates for misconduct is defined in Advocates Act 1961 by, is it section 25, 33, 35 या none of the above? अब देख सकते हैं question repeat हुआ है. And the correct answer to this question is option 3, that is section 35 talks about the punishment for advocates for misconduct. The next question is, what is the body that awards, which is the body which awards punishment to the advocates for misconduct? कौन सी body punishment देती है advocates को for the misconduct? Ethics Committee, Professional Development Committee, Disciplinary Committee या High Court? And the correct answer to this question is option 3, that is Disciplinary Committee is the body that awards punishment to the advocates for the misconduct. The next question is, Disciplinary Committee of the Bar Council is conferred the power of civil code under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 by Section 36 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 42 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 42A of the Advocates Act 1961, or is it Section 28 of the Advocates Act 1961? डिसिप्लिनरी कमेटी को कहां से पावर मिल रही है? सीपीसी की. The correct answer to this question is option 2, that is Section 42 of the Advocates Act 1961 is the correct option. The next question is, the designation senior advocate is provided under Section 16 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 26 of the Advocates Act 1961, is it Section 6 of the Advocates Act 1961, or is it Section 15 of the Advocates Act 1961? And the correct answer to this question is option 1, that is Section 16 of the Advocates Act 1961 provides the designation senior advocate. The next question is, right to pre-audience is provided by. Right to pre-audience is provided by, is it Section 33 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 23 of the Advocates Act 1961, Section 16 of the Advocates Act 1961, or is it Section 36 of the Advocates Act 1961? Right to pre-audience, and it is provided under Section 23 of the Advocates Act 1961, that is option 2 is the correct option. The next question is, which of the following provisions of the Advocates Act provide for the power of Bar Council of India to withdraw itself any proceedings for the disciplinary action? State bar pending before any state council. Is it Section 35, Section 37, Section 36 Clause 2, या none of the above? The correct answer to this question is option 3, that is Section 36 Clause 2 talks about the power of Bar Council of India to withdraw to itself any proceedings for the disciplinary action, state bar pending before any state council. The next question is, the Supreme Court held in VC Ragandurai versus D. Gopalan that an advocate who has been debarred or suspended from practice must prove after expiration of reasonable length of time that कोई भी पर्सन, एक एडवोकेट अगर डिबार कर दिया जा रहा है उन्हें या सस्पेंड कर दिया जा रहा है प्रैक्टिस करने से, तो he must prove after the expiration of reasonable length of time that he appreciates the insignificance of dereliction, he has lived a consistent life of poverty and integrity, he possesses the good character necessary to guarantee uprightness and honor in his professional dealings, या फिर the burden is on the applicant to establish that he is entitled to resume the privileges of practicing law without restriction. The correct answer to this question will be option 3, that is he possesses a good character. उस एडवोकेट को ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा that he possesses a good character necessary to guarantee uprightness and honor in his professional dealings. The next question is, State Bar Council under the provisions of Section 35 of the Advocates Act 1961 has authority to. State Bar Council under the provisions of 35 has the authority to reprimand the advocate, suspend the advocate from practice for such period of time as it may deem fit, remove the name of the advocate from the state roll of the advocate, या फिर all of the above. And the correct answer to this question is option 4, that is all of the above. The next question is, which of the following is untrue regarding qualification for a person to be admitted on the state rolls maintained by the State Bar Council? The options are, option 1, the minimum age requirement is 21 years. He must be an Indian citizen. He must not have been convicted of an offence involving moral turpitude. they must not have been convicted of an offence under the provisions of Untouchability Offences Act 1958. पूछा गया which of the following is untrue regarding qualification for a person to be admitted on the state roll maintained by the State Bar Council, and the correct answer to this question is option 2, that is he must be an Indian citizen. So this is not necessary, this is not important that he must be an Indian citizen. The next question is the Bar Council of India rule which stipulated that persons aged 45 years and above could not be enrolled as advocates was struck down by the Supreme Court. बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया की एक रूल आई थी कि 45 इयर्स के अबव के पर्सन इनरोल नहीं कर सकते हैं एज एन एडवोकेट, और इस बात को स्ट्रक कर दिया गया इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग केसेस? इज इट ES रेड्डी वर्सेस बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया, इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ लीगल एड एंड एडवाइस वर्सेस बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया, P Shanmugam versus Bar Council of India, or is it Legal Committee versus Bar Council of India? Question number 25. And the correct answer to this question is option 2, that is Indian Council of Legal Aid and Advice versus Bar Council of India. और इसी के साथ हमने 25 क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीट कर लिए हैं। हमारे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम फर्दर 25 क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीट कर लेंगे और इसी तरह 2 पार्ट में आपका एडवोकेट्स एक्ट और जो मिसलेनियस पार्ट है ये चीजें कंप्लीट हो जाएगी। आई होप आप इस वीडियो को ध्यान से देख रहे हैं और अपने फीडबैक हमारे कमेंट्स में दीजिए। थैंक यू।